Okie dokie. Hello. First things first, in response to your video that I just finished watching a wee bit ago, is your dad okay after falling off that raft? Because, like, that sounds terrifying, and, like, getting hit and being, like, but, sounds really scary, and if I was him, I'd be terrified. So yeah, hope he's okay. Number two, all of those animals have very wonderful names, like top tier naming skills, absolutely amazing. Yes, I would like to see the doggo's picture, and I do know Sheldon from your profile picture, so there's that. And then, yeah, I pretty much feel the same way, about how summer's been going, like the pace of it, like the whole month of June, even if it, like, wasn't near the end or anything, I'm like, okay, June is almost over, even if it wasn't. And then I just have the month of July, which will just be pretty much work. And then, yeah, August, like, doesn't even count as a month because that's pretty much just, like, hurry up and get ready, prep time, for school. So, yeah, I think this month will go pretty fast, too. I'm currently, I, like, low-key don't have that many hours. I'm only working, like, 3 days a week, so, like, 18 hours at the most, in produce. But I just worked today, and someone up front said to go talk to the upfront person, upfront manager, Crystal, about getting, back into some cashiering for some more hours. So my goal is, like, maybe, like, I don't know, I want to, like, pick up some shifts for sure. My goal is 6 days a week. I don't know if that's gonna happen, probably not, concerning I'm asking so late. It's kind of hard to put me on the schedule, but, yeah, trying to think if I had any more points to respond to. Yeah, oh yeah, that Terraria game that you were playing looks fun. I'm glad that you're getting to play some games with your coworkers and do some bonding and stuff. That's cool. Your trip to your dad's house sounds really fun. So yeah. I guess it's been going on since the last one. My trip. Oh yeah, sorry. I had a notes for it. Okay. So Washington. Oh yeah, wait, first, the 4th of July, or, like, the America, like, monster thing that you, like, said we're talking about, and I, like, looked it up, and it's real, and we just, like, don't have them. Like, I looked again today, and, like, I was like, oh, maybe they just don't have them refrigerated, but, like, we just don't have them, and, like, I'm hoping that they'll, like, you know, continue to have them for a little bit so we can get it somewhere else, because, like, I'm gonna try it, you know, like, I dreamed about it. So that's a little disappointing. Sorry, I'm so tired, like, 4-hour time change, and I don't know, and my back hurts, like, after going back to work, like, my back always hurts when I work. I just don't realize it. Yeah, I guess I'll start. I took a bunch, not a bunch, but, like, some notes, to include in this video, so, I don't know, I'm just so, disorganized. Okay, so let's just start. Washington. Gotta go through my photos to remind me of what the fuck I did as well. Oh yeah, so the right after we landed in Seattle, we drove a couple hours to Bellingham, and then pretty much right away we went to Hovander, my park, and we took my little cousins, and it was super fun and super pretty, and I took a lot of pretty flower pictures, so I'll show you those later. And then we got Adeline's, my ice cream, and I wore my sweatshirt, and they didn't have black licorice, like, in the case, like, where they were, like, scooping from, so I got a different one that was very yummy, but they had it in, like, tubs, like, for sale, and we were gonna get some, but we were only there for 3 days, and we just, like, couldn't find the time to, so I did not get my black licorice ice cream, but it's okay, because I got Adeline's, and that's all that matters. Yeah, just spent some time, we had like a pre-family reunion, like the day before the actual one that was just like our like immediate family, like my grandma and like her sisters, and then like the people that fall under that. We all got together for like lunch or whatever, and one of my cousins brought some like sparkly hair stuff, like the whatever you call it. So I have a piece. I don't think you can see it, but I got sparkles in my hair now. So that was fun. Yeah, and then oh yeah, they had photo albums like at the reunion, like giant photo albums from like almost every year that's happened since like the 80s or whatever. And I was going through and I found some photos of little baby me and my mom. And I think my dad's in one of them too. But in one of the pictures, I'm like looking at my mom from when she was a child, and like she looks exactly like my little cousin, like her nephew Luca, like literally looks like him. I'm like, he looks more like you than we look like you. But I don't know. Also, everyone says that me and Rose like look like our mother, and I just like don't see it. But I guess everyone always says that, you know. Anyways, so yeah, Washington was fun. It was a nice, mild like 60s, maybe 70s, like pretty good temperature. And then Alaska was awesome. So I'd been when I was a baby, and then I went again when I was like 10 or so for like my great aunt's funeral, and then my mom's like class reunion or whatever, or something like that, Gold Rush days, whatever. So I thought I remembered a couple things, like about, you know, how the town looked and stuff like that, and like I kind of did, but also like not really. So it was cool. The drive in, so we flew from Seattle to Anchorage and drove from Anchorage to Valdez, which is my mom's town, and it's like 5.5 hours, which really, it wasn't terrible because like the scenery was beautiful the whole time. The weather was crazy as fuck. Like it hailed at one point. Like we stopped at about the halfway point because there was this little store that my mom and my sister would always get like pie at as a kid. It was like, you know, nothing special pie, but that's just like where they'd stop. So we stopped there. It was also really fucking expensive. Sorry, everything there. This is like a whole nother rant. Everything there. I mean, of course, it has the right to be expensive because it's like way up here, but like I took some pictures of like some certain like grocery items and stuff like that to show my coworkers because like insane prices on some things. So yeah, the pie, it was like $9.50 for a slice, and that slice is just like normal slice size. But I don't know, it was good. I didn't pay for it, so it doesn't matter. Where's I going with that? Oh yeah, it hailed when we were coming out of the restaurant, which was crazy because it was also like sunny. But also there'd be times where it was raining, or we were coming over like this Keystone Canyon like pass or whatever like that, and it was like so foggy you couldn't see like 20 feet in front of you, so the weather was a little crazy, but it was really pretty. There was snow on like all the mountains still up at the top, and there was waterfalls, just like you could see little waterfalls just like coming down all the mountains, like just here and there, just casually. So it was really pretty. Also, the sun does not set in the summer, so I'm sure, well, you did see my birthday story. You know, at midnight it's still perfectly daylight outside, and it just stays like that. So it was kind of crazy, and we'd stay up like past 12 every night just because like it didn't feel like it was the evening. Everything closed at like 8, which is like crazy early, but then like the sun doesn't set, so it's like just, I don't know, it was kind of cool though. Cool. Yeah, my birthday cake, pretty dang cool with my face on it. We were like going, because there's only one grocery store in the town, so like beforehand we like went and checked out the website to like see the cake ordering process, and like there was one that's like, oh, put your picture on it, and I was like debating either putting me on it or like just like some random funny picture, but I did me, and it turned out really cute and it was yummy. Yeah, I saw literal glaciers. We took a little ride around town, and we just went like 15 minutes out of town to this little like like kayaking place or whatever. People like get in the little lake or whatever, and it's just glaciers, and I held a piece of glacier ice. And then yeah, so my birthday day, yeah, picture at midnight. I got my cake. We honestly didn't like do any like, birthday celebration or like birthday party. Pretty much just like candles and cake, and then we just like went around town. Since we didn't have that much time, we just went around town like doing town things. So we took a couple hikes. Yeah, that's the day. We just like drove around town. What else? Yeah, just looked around town. We went to the fish hatchery, which apparently my grandpa like helped found, like him and some other guys. He's literally like on a sign, and he's the only one of those guys that's still alive. So it's kind of sad, but it's also kind of funny. And I guess we just went to the fish hatchery because because of that, because there was no fish. Like the commercial fishermen, like there's like the season has like started, like this is when the season would start, but the fish are kind of late, so nobody's even fishing. But like the fish don't come back to the hatchery until like I think it's like somewhere around like September, like a couple weeks in September, to like die, lay their eggs and die. So it was kind of boring, but whatever. I feel like I'm talking really fast, but that's okay, because I have a lot to say, and I don't want this to be like a 3,000-minute long upload video, because it takes forever to upload, and I want to eat my cookie cake and go to bed at some point. Even though I had caffeine, I had the passion fruit Red Bull on my shift at like 3. So am I gonna be sleeping early? No, but I digress. And then the day after my birthday, though, we went on a boat tour, which my mom actually used to work for the company. It's like called like Stan Stevens or whatever. So when she was like my age, like in the summer, she'd like work on these like tour boats that go out and like see nature and the glaciers and stuff. So she like called up the owner lady and was like, "Hey, remember me? I'm gonna take my kids." So we went on that, and it was like absolutely gorgeous. Like that's where my my stories about the wildlife are from. It was really, 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 really cold. Obviously, because you're on freezing cold water, and yeah, but absolutely gorgeous nature. We saw so many whales. Like I think, like I said on my like Spotify thing or whatever, we saw like 15 to 20 whales, like all together. But like the people said that like that's the most amount of whales they've like seen in like a really long time. It was insane. Like the pictures don't even like do it justice. Like we weren't allowed to get within 100 yards of them, like because they're like federally protected or whatever. But like you could like at one point, I think like the last whale we saw, like it was like so close that like you could like see the texture of its back, and like you could hear, like everyone always goes quiet when we like stop to like see the wildlife, but like you can hear its like blowhole blowing and like its noises, and it's just like it was so magical. And we saw them do their like, it's called like a sounding dive, when they go down for like 10 minutes to like go deeper or whatever, and like search for food, even though they were eating food. I don't know, whatever they do. But like, and that's when like their tail comes up and you get those cool tail pictures. So that was really cool. They had a little book at like the front of the boat that like identified based on like the tail pattern, like all of the documented whales. What are these? These are beluga? No, they're not beluga. Are they? What'd I say? What are they? Shoot. Humpback. Yeah, sorry. Someone asked a question about beluga, and I always thought that like beluga whales were like a warm water whale, but one of the boat people answered that beluga whales are actually like farther north, so that's kind of crazy. They're in even colder water, which I know that, so that was kind of cool to know. But so we identified the whale as number 42. They did not have names, but yeah. Whale. pretty nature. Yeah, so the tour was technically like, you see all the wildlife, but it like took you to a glacier, Columbia Glacier, which I assume is what Columbia Sportswear is named after. But like as we're getting closer to it, like we're literally having to like the boat's literally navigating through melted chunks of the iceberg, for like miles. So it was like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Like if you can see this, like it's just a chunk of iceberg that's just floated off and melted, and it'll be gone in a day. Like these pieces, they just like fall off and melt like really quick. So yeah, it was really cool. And at one point they like fished out a piece of iceberg, and everyone got to like take pictures with it and stuff. So I held it like a fish, because that's funny. Yeah, glacier, cold ice. And then on the way back, we saw all the Steller sea lions, like an entire just like beach of them. And I have a video where you can just like hear their noises. They're like so silly. Yeah. And then on the way there, we did see a couple of otters, but they're like so little. And they get kind of skittish, of course, when the boat gets close, and they like dive in the water. So it did not make for good picturings, but they were kind of cute. Of course they're kind of cute. They're just little. In my next life, I want to be reincarnated as an otter, because all they do is spend 25% of their day eating, and the rest of the day they just spend like just laying there, just floating. And I think that sounds amazing. So yeah. And then we saw a couple of bald eagles, and some puffins. Again, puffins are really, really tiny. I didn't know they were so tiny. They're like so tiny. But we saw some like flying through the air, and you really couldn't like see them, like the details of them. But that's pretty cool. So we saw a lot of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, Alaska. Oh, sorry, Valdez specifically, was really pretty. And then on our last day before we headed back out, we went to this little tiny town. It's not even a town. It's not a town. Called Talkeetna. Cause my mom's uncle, my grandpa's brother, has a little cabin in that area. So we went and visited the town, stayed there for a night. We went, so there's like a couple of restaurants, just like it's the whole town is just like this one road, and it's got some businesses and stuff on it, and people are just like walking around or whatever. This one like bar restaurant, there was this dog. So we went and we sat down, and I was sitting on the little bar stool, and I just like feel something on my leg, and I'm like, and it's a dog. The dog's just like so cute, and she's just sitting there. So I pet her, and then I like pet her. She's so sweet. And then I like my food comes, and I go to eat my food, and she puts her paw on my leg, and I'm like, oh my god. So I kept petting her with one hand, and I ate with the other. She was so sweet. Her name was Bevy. And then also, since the town is not technically a town, they don't have a mayor, but they do, because we saw those little stickers at this place, and they said Wendell for mayor, and Wendell is a little white dog. Wendell is the Alaskan Husky, and he was running for mayor, and he is the mayor now. He's super cute, but the old mayor was a kitty cat. I forget its name, but we like had seen Wendell around town, like walking around the night before, just checking on things in this town. And then the next day we went in this little like country store thing, and we went up top, and like there's like a sled that's like suspended over the stairs, and in that sled was the former mayor, the cat. It was just sleeping. Try to get a picture of it, but it just looks like fluff because it's like also in there with animal fur, so it just blends in. So that was the former mayor. The current mayor is Wendell, and now I see why Wendell is the mayor, because there was like, we were sitting outside, and there's two dogs, and they were like having a little argument or whatever. Like they were together, like they weren't like stranger dogs, but they were getting a little I don't know, whatever, angry towards each other. And then Wendell just crosses the street, goes and like says something to them, and like mediates calmly, and just calmly walks back across the street, like a nonchalant king. Like he just takes care of his town. So I got a sticker of Wendell. I'll probably put on my water bottle. It's really cute. So yeah. Also, we went to a restaurant for like breakfast. It was like lunch. When we were leaving Talkeetna, and my mom let us have a drink since they had like some like special like made in Alaska sodas or whatever. So we got a blueberry cream soda, and I'm like drinking it, and I'm like, this tastes really familiar. And then I think about it a little more, and I'm like, this is quite literally the iced vanilla berry Red Bull, but in like the caffeine-free soda form. And I'm like, oh my god, that's what this is. Because like iced vanilla berry, blueberry cream soda, like they're like the same thing. So, yeah, I kind of wish that I could like get these with 0 sugar in them, and then like since they're caffeine free, it'd be like an amazing, because I just drink the energy drinks for the taste. So if I could just have that amazing without the like caffeine and without sugar, it'd be great. But sadly I can't. But maybe someday. Yeah. So yeah, Alaska was pretty cool. It was really pretty. Oh yeah, sorry, I need to go back to my notes. I was going through my pictures when I took notes. So this might oh yeah, when we were in Washington, we went to one of my mom's cousin's farm, because they had like a farmhouse, and we went and picked blueberries, and like ate a bunch of blueberries, and it was really fun because like it's not like super berry season, so we couldn't go and pick raspberries and blackberries, but they had a kitty. It was a farm kitty, and it was really cute. So yeah. And then while we were on the boat tour, I collected a whole bunch of animal facts, and they also had this little like brochure thing that had like all of like the animals in the area and then like a little bit about them. So I took pictures of that and I have it. So I will hopefully get to use those on you in the animal game, and they like will stump you. Or at least I have like, ideas. But I have some like facts, and like I'm trying to read through them because like some of them I'm sure I could like work into like, like the telling you about the animal for the game, but then some of them I'm like, are they maybe just like cool fun facts? Oh yeah, here's one. I don't think you'd like, well, I don't, okay, I'll just do like these last two because like, no, actually 3. Okay, so the first one is, so there's 2 different kinds of orcas or killer whales, which I don't know if you knew that, but if you did, cool. I didn't, or maybe I like kind of heard that, but like I didn't really know, because we were like talking about it, and like they had a whole little like book in there. I'm yapping too much, never mind. But there's like the resident orcas or killer whales, which are the ones that just eat fish and like stuff like that. And then there's the transient orcas, which eat mammals, like sea otters, and sea lions, which are like really fucking big. So I'm like, how do you do that? Including, and then there was a cited case where they ate a moose that was in the water, which is like crazy. I guess they like pack attacked it. So they ate a moose, and moose are big. I did not see any moose, so that's kind of disappointing, but also kind of scary. We also didn't see any bears, which is, probably a good thing. And they also eat other whales. Like, there was a time that like a group of like 13 of them like ganged up on this one like little smaller kind of whale, and like were attacking it, and then and then a humpback whale came to investigate, and they started attacking it, but then the humpback whale like fought back and kind of like swam away, and then they like finished eating the other kind of whale. I'm just like, that's why they got their name, I guess, because they're kind of psychos. But yeah. And did you know that a polar bear liver contains so much vitamin A that is toxic to humans? That was kind of a fun fact that I read, because they had little like information books and stuff up front. So I spent most of the time that we weren't seeing the wildlife reading like a little nerd. And then the kind of porpoises. Oh yeah, we saw porpoises. Again, not very good footage of them because they're like really fast. I think they can swim up to like 35 miles an hour or something. But Dall's porpoise, which is the kind that we had up there, they can dive up to 1,600 feet, which is like crazy. And that's like the depth of like the water out here in the middle of the ocean. Like they could like dive to the bottom, which I think is like absolutely insane. Like, I don't know, like that's a lot. Like I don't know how many miles that is. How many feet's a mile? How many feet is a mile? Okay, 5. Oh, okay, well I guess it's not too deep, but like, yeah, it's pretty deep. Okay, so 5,280 feet is a mile, so it's like 20, I don't know, whatever. Pretty deep. So, yeah. This is getting too long. Oh yeah, and then 4th of July, yesterday, we took the red eye is plural, home. So we got back to town, or we went straight down to my stepdad's house, in the afternoon, and then we like hung out and watched fireworks from the dock there. Sorry, I was going somewhere with this. I'm so tired. So yeah, we watched the fireworks, and I ate a shit ton of watermelon, because watermelon was really expensive in Alaska. I mean, everything's expensive, like I said, but we saw one that was probably like the best deal that we could find. We didn't buy it, but it was $12.99 at Costco. Absolutely crazy. Also corn was like, I think like $2 something a piece, and I'm like, yeah, $2.29 a piece, which is like crazy because currently it's 33 cents at Harris Teeter, and like we had a sale where it was 10 cents. So I'm just like, so yeah, 4th of July, and then since they took my car down to my stepdad's house to like park and like store it, but all my parents like got together and decided that they're letting me have it, because my mom is going back down to Aruba for a couple weeks or whatever, but they decided that they're gonna let me have it strictly to and from work, for like, I guess like the rest of the summer or the next couple weeks or whatever, so that they don't have to drive me, which I'm happy about because I like driving, but also then like I kind of felt like guilty trying to be like, oh, I want to work like almost every day of the week if like my parents are giving me a ride, because like, you know, that's a pain. So I'm glad about that. And then me and my mom had talked about like potentially like we had like discussed the idea of me keeping my car and getting a parking pass if I was like, you know, because the Harris Teeter is kind of far, but then we like did the math, and it's like, I think like still like a decently like 15-minute drive or whatever, leaving where I'd have to park it, so we like discussed that, and I did put in for it, but then like today she discussed it with my dad and stuff, or like recently she discussed it with my dad and then told me that they decided that they're just like, we're not going to do that the first semester, because like, you know, I should just be on campus or whatnot, and that's fine. I still don't know if I'm going to try to put in for like an on-campus job or just try to work at that Harris Teeter. I'm still not sure. But so yeah, I'm not, then at this point I'm like, are they selling my car and making me buy a new one? I just don't know. So yeah, get to drive my car to work. Oh yeah, I got cool Alaska socks. They're like the perfect amount of tacky. They've got stripes on the bottom, and they've got moose, and they're fun colors. I'm just going with that. Also, a lot of my socks, like, it's been a while since I, like, got new socks, my cat socks. I guess, like, a year and a half, yes, since I got them at Christmas time. But a lot of them are getting holes in them now, and I had one that, like, it had a hole, like, the entire, like, middle toe, or the entire big toe was out. So at one point, I, like, waved it around at my mom. It was kind of funny. And then one of them, the heel and the toe, both had a hole in it. So now I have to go through all my socks and, like, find the broken ones, and then I guess, like, pair the non-broken ones together, whatever. So, yeah, holy socks. Yeah, this is really long, so I'm gonna end it here. But, say hi to Big Boy for me.